Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Team McCrawley coming with another video, another VGC 2016 rule double battle on Wi-Fi. This is my first battle with this team against the Big Six. So you can see the Pokemon he brought. Surprisingly, he didn't bring Xerneas. It kind of surprised me. That's why I brought my Dialga to fight that a little bit. And my Sylveon. My Sylveon knows Psych Up, just so you guys know, just to maybe, it's just something I'm trying to see if I could counter that Xerneas with that Geomancy boost. And my Porygon 2 to set up the Trick Room. So those are Pokemon he brought. Pretty interesting battle, and let's go ahead and get it started. So I start off with he starts out with Talonflame and Smeargle, and I start with my Porygon 2 and Sylveon, because I was expecting the Xerneas to lead, because that's what I've seen. I don't know, it's my first battle. That's what I was predicting, I should say. My Porygon 2 gets the attack boost, doesn't really help me out. He goes straight up for the Tailwind, typical Talonflame to start it off, and obviously my team's Trick Room, so that Smeargle is going to outspeed, and he hits off the Dark Void, and he hits on both Pokemon. So this video is actually a troll. Now we're going to see a Rage Quit and we're going to get into a real battle. No, I'm just kidding. But it happens. It's something pretty common out there. One thing I don't really like. But so here's my one turn of sleep, and it kind of sucks putting it up to luck a little bit. At least he doesn't have Moody, and he switches out anyways, probably to preserve that Dark Void to see if it comes in handy. It just kind of shows that Smeargle is really a support Pokemon. That's all he can really do, is go for the Dark Void. And he has to switch out. Here he goes for the Brave Bird on the Sylveon. Does quite a bit of damage. Sylveon does not have much physical defense at all. So, but he does take out, he was about 30% of his health, 35%. And I'm still asleep with both my Pokemon, which kind of sucks. Now he's got his Kangaskhan. I was going to go for the Mega Evolution and the Fake Out. That's one thing I don't really like about I don't have Mega Kangaskhan because he's too predictable. I mean, a lot of people like put him in, switch him in, do a Fake Out, and then switch him out to be able to Fake Out again. And I don't really think his Fake Out's even that powerful. There's other Fake Out users that are a little bit more powerful. But here I go for the Detect with Sylveon. I was expecting that Brave Bird to come on, so I said, I'll be able to survive or no. And so you can see the low kick, the double edge or return would have done more because Porygon 2 doesn't weigh anything. So that's why when I did run the Mega Kangaskhan, I ran Protect, because it is a little bit more useful. You could really only low kick another Mega Kanga, and that's the only time it's ever going to do more. I go for the double Detect here, and I get it, which is absolutely fantastic, because his Talonflame loses another turn of an attack, and I go for the Ice Beam on it, and I believe that it barely survives, and that's really frail defenses, but it still hangs on. Here we get the crit. Doesn't really matter, because obviously if there was no crit, that would have just been regular damage, or like with the Parental Bond, the second hit would have taken me out for sure. And this Tailwind peters out. In this case, it kind of helps him because I have the Trick Room up. But here I go in with the Groudon. This Groudon runs Rock Slide, specifically for, well, not specifically for, but when I put it on, I mainly thought of the Talonflames. Floors him, does about 150-160% damage. So he has absolutely no chance of surviving. And so here I switch out my Sylveon just to preserve it, because at this time I did not know if he had the Xerneas or not. And I go into the Dialga also because I was hoping he'd Brave Bird that slot. And I'd take a little bit of damage with the Dialga, and the Recoil and Life Orb would take him out. Here he goes for the Sucker Punch again. Really predictable on the part of Mega Kangaskhan. Very predictable Pokemon. And here he does exactly what I was hoping he'd do. Goes for the Brave Bird on the Dialga, and you can see the Recoil takes him out. And even if he had a little bit more, the Life Orb would have taken him out. So there I easily took out that Talonflame. So that's why I went for the Fire Punch here with Groudon. And almost takes him out. Not quite, unfortunately. Didn't get the burn either, but not too concerned. He goes for the Sucker Punch again because he knows he's going to be taken out. So just to get a little bit more damage off. And I go for the Rock Slide here just to get the, I was hoping for, to be honest, I was hoping for a flinch on the Smeargle. I was like, why not? And it's got higher accuracy than the Precipice Blades as well. But, so luckily I did hit both, and I get the Flash Cannon off on the Smeargle, taking him out. So there we go, we already got 3 of his Pokemon down. And the last one that's going to come out is the Groudon. And here I think I'm feeling I'm in a really good position, because both my Pokemon know ground type moves. My Dialga does not know Flamethrower, because I don't find it that important. Because there is the Scizor and there is the Ferrothorn, but I feel like my own Groudon can take those out, and I feel like the Earth Power is way more useful. So I go for the Earth Power right there. It does well over half, does about 75%. And his is a physical, so he goes, or his is a special Groudon. So he goes for the Earth Power. It's going to take out my Groudon. I'm fine with that. I still have my Dialga, which is, so, the Twisted Dimension is going to return to normal. I also have the Sylveon, which can't do too much. I think his only move is Hyper Voice. And he goes for the Earth Power, but I do hold the Shuka Berry, which is, I find fantastic. Can tank, with so many Groudons out there, it can tank it and go right back with my own Earth Power. So that's it for this game. I should say, I built this team a little bit with the big six in mind, because they're the most, I'd say, like, the most common team I've seen. So this team performs pretty well. I don't know why he didn't bring the Xerneas, but I still was prepared for it. I wasn't really prepared for it, but I was going to see how I could stack up against it. But that's pretty much it for this battle. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope I can bring some more videos with you, maybe get some more noobs playing with the big six. But that's about